Here's the 5 miserable months on the wagon and all the irreparable harm that it's caused me. Yeah, it's pretty good. Well, good afternoon. My name's Alex. I'm a failed actor, a failed professional wrestler, and a moderately successful YouTuber. And I did the 5-month Jack Torrance test. The 5 months without alcohol. And was it worth it? No. I guess in a way it was. It really helped set things more clear to me. I guess it was more of a reset in terms of how fast and how quickly I was letting time pass instead of working on videos or working for the channel, trying to pursue my personal life. I just hang out and drink. So having those 5 months to not do that with a full, clear mental state was real tough. I can understand why Jack Torrance lost his mind. I did it as a test to myself to prove that I could. Because I'm a very habitual person. I have a set routine almost every day. It's the same thing, bing, bang, boom. And I strive for more time off on the weekends, but on the days where I'm off, I'm just, what do I do? And not drinking on those days helped me a little bit with my creativity and my drive to do things. But I was in the habit of having a drink or a bunch every single day, and breaking from the habit was super hard. I'd get in a set routine, and breaking from the routine was the hardest part. There wasn't necessarily the addiction of it. Don't get me wrong, I love the feeling, but it was more about just changing your habits. I mean, it's the same thing with anything, whether it's trying to lose weight, trying to start exercising. Changing the routine is often the hardest part. Now, don't get me wrong, the addiction factors are there in bad substances and all that, but for me, I realized it was more about just changing the routine. And I did for 5 months. And what I've come to realize is that my lack of weight loss that I wanted was not from the alcohol. It was from the food, because I was having a cheat meal once a week, sometimes twice a week, because I didn't care, especially if I wasn't drinking. I'm like, oh, I'm using all these excess calories on food now. So alcohol, I'm pulling out the alcohol calories and putting in food calories. It should level out. But no, but when I stopped eating like shit once a week and really stretched out those days, then the pounds started coming off. But yeah, now anyway, that I have started drinking again, like a couple times a week. I'll have like 3 beers max, and I'm good. I went on a camping trip recently, and I drank and ate quite a bit during that. But in terms of now my regular routine, just a couple of beers every now and then, and I'm okay with that. I have no desire to get absolutely shit-faced like I used to. Now it's just about a good feeling. My sleep has been so shit during these 5 months where I wasn't drinking. It was absolutely terrible. Waking up once a night, waking up at, I don't know, midnight, going to bed at 8 p.m., waking up at midnight and just being, that's it, that's my day, I'm awake. But the very first day, I think I had 2.5 IPAs. The best I've ever slept. Ever. It sucks because they say alcohol can disrupt sleep flow. And with my Apple Watch here, I've noticed that my heart rate has been increased during sleeping. So that might have something to do with it. So I might even scale it back even more. It was probably always like that because this is new. This is within the past few months, and it's really helped discover what's helping and what's not, as if alcohol would help anything. But I swear, it's helping me lose weight, and it's helping me sleep. Although I'm not too much of a fan of a heart rate in the 60s when I'm sleeping, so might have to scale it down even more. But overall, I feel great. I feel good. I switched to a new workout regime program to where I am working out 5 days a week. Instead of 6, I was doing 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off. And it was still low volume. But then I'm discovering that people work out just 3 to 4 days a week. And 12 sets total per workout. And then trying to do that with all the muscle groups and just trying to balance it, which ones to cut out, which ones to take. I think it's anywhere like 4 to 8 exercises per week per muscle. And I'm just trying to pull from different creators online and just try to build the best program for me. My low back's been killing me. I don't know if that's from overtraining or from my job where I'm standing most of the day. I'm using a lot of icy hot, doing a lot of stretching for the low back, but still every morning I wake up, I just feel as stiff as a board, just completely locked in, and it is terrible. Not a fan. But as I get moving, it tends to go away, and I'm off today, but just knowing I have to go back to work tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up with that stiff back and be standing stiff as a board all day. Oh well. So I haven't done a vlog video like this in a while, because the last few ones I did fell flat on views. That's okay. So I was kind of discouraged. I'm like, what's the point? But then I realized in my sober journey, it's not gonna happen overnight. You just gotta keep uploading stuff. And you are the niche, you are the product. And trying to figure out what that is and what I can provide. Like the target audience YouTube channel, for example. I'm super grateful for our audience. We just hit 18,000 subscribers. But to this day, I don't understand the appeal of what we do. But then I realized my grandma, she was a part of a knitting Patreon for a bit. There's niche content out there for anywhere, for anyone and anything. So there's got to be people out there that care about the ramblings and life of a failed independent wrestler, of a failed actor who just comes here and talks about the qualms of his life. And I just hope someone finds it interesting. But how do I monetize this, How do I'm not Mr. Beast, I'm not going to host these games. I guess I can do, I started this TikTok review series where I talk about a beer and a random Star Trek character. And I think that's great for the TikTok platform. But the videos are capping at 300 views, 300 to 600 views, which on TikTok is nothing. So I've also thought about doing long form essays on the target audience channel about certain, Star Wars characters. I want to make one about Andor Season 2, about my favorite character, Cyril Karn. But do I have the time to do that? Am I good at that? And at this point, with how long Season 2's been out, is it worth it to start? I don't know. And is there anything that I can add to the conversation that hasn't already been added? These constant thoughts in my brain, like, what do I provide? I don't know. It's terrifying. I just know I don't want to be at my dead-end job forever. And I just hope that the target audience channel continues to grow and thrive and do well. But I'd also like to, whatever the word is for having another income. And I've had this channel for years, and I never did anything with it, so I bought this expensive camera. I'm not going to talk to a therapist, so let's just talk to my camera, and hopefully something takes off. But I think, just to wrap up the 5 months of not drinking, and now what it feels like to be back on, I just appreciated having clarity again, and appreciated how much of my brain I was clouding all the time. Like, back in the day, me being off, I'd start at 10 or 11 a.m. in a movie theater having a beer. And I thought about doing that today, but there was nothing good out. And I don't know, drinking that early just sounds sickening to me now. And I want to continue on the work I'm doing, whether it's for trying to get a new job or this, and have the mental clarity there. I remember Josh and I were going to do a review series on the Nightmare on Elm Street TV series. And I started watching it, but I took a little something, a little edible. And then my mind was just completely unfocused. And then the next day, I just felt I had to watch the entire thing again because nothing retained. And I hated that feeling. It drove me nuts. I hated not having that clarity. So I'm trying to watch Andor to do a review series. Anything outside, anytime we're recording with Josh, not drinking, so I can fully prove that I'm not dumb. And I understand, because that's my biggest fault. I think I'm stupid, and people tell me I'm stupid. So if I can remove all the outlier substances that are helping cause that, I'm getting somewhere. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. But then you hear about, things in moderation. I'm talking about the good things. Like, if you want to make it, you got to do it 110%. It's like, oh yeah, that's a good point. But I'm not sure. Is this video even worth uploading? I don't know. Imposter syndrome is rent-free in my head at all times. All times. As I'm recording this, I can't help but feel the dread and despair of what's the point? Who's going to watch this? Who's going to care? And I look at my colleagues, peers in other fields and see how far they've gone. I'm still down here, I'm still I belong. I don't know. In other news, I think I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch, so I got that going for me. I implore all of you to try the 5 months Jack Torrance challenge. If you're struggling with a substance, do it safely, of course. Don't go cold turkey if you're too far deep in the rabbit hole. I put it on a Vice video and I realized that sometimes going cold turkey is not the best option, especially for people that are deep into whatever substance. But whatever it is, whatever bad habit you have, just give it 5 months. It can completely change your view on the world. And did it do that for me? Maybe.